Many of you are experiencing changes right now in your energy fields and the fields of others around you. You're becoming awakened, enlightened, and your extra senses are beginning to become more and more apparent. Many of you may not quite understand what is happening to you, while others are embracing the very essence of who you are and understanding your purpose here on planet Earth. Your soul families are being reunited, and people are coming into your life that you feel so strongly connected to, almost like a tribal-like connection, while friends and family members you've known your whole lives are demonstrating just how little they are connected to you. Planet Earth has shifted into the fourth dimension on her way to the fifth, and this is, of course, a natural progression that we're all journeying together with. The fifth dimension is one of manifestation, teleportation, telepathy, telekinesis, and other abilities that we once deemed supernatural. However, as the shift occurs from the third to the fifth density, the fourth density is both dimensions working together. This is why some of you are experiencing psychic abilities and manifestation, but not able to fully harness these abilities or call upon them at will with 100% success, or even 50% of success for that matter. The shift to the fifth dimension may take a moment, or it may take an age. I don't have an answer for this. However, what I know for sure is that the powers that shouldn't be understand this dimensional shift better than any one of us could ever have, and therefore elements have been put into place to dim the light that is sparking inside of each and every one of us. The dimensional shift is why all walks of life are becoming more aware of themselves. Animals are becoming more empathetic towards one another. Species, typically having a predator and prey relationship, are showing compassion to one another, and the laws of the jungle seem to be changing within the animal kingdom. As most of you already know, vaccines, airborne contaminants, genetically modified foods, food-like products, fluoride, and especially pharmaceuticals like antidepressants are being used to turn this light off and disconnect you from the energy shift. In my personal experience over the last few weeks, I've been experiencing unusual aches and pains in my back and my neck from a car accident from several years ago. Earlier this week, I took some muscle relaxers for a couple of days to help ease the pain, but it quickly became apparent that even something as seemingly benign as muscle relaxers seemed to have that dimming effect, completely disconnecting that light that's in the head. And I must admit that disconnecting from oneself completely and falling into a coma for 12 hours is extremely tempting in the midst of this energy shift. But at what cost does this temporary relief come at? This is why I implore you all to not fall into this temptation. Some of you are being shown the code of the universal matrix and how to rearrange and divert energies. Others are seeing these energies as part of your daily experiences without even trying. If you look just a little closer, you'll see what I'm referring to. But it's important that you refrain from the temptations that I previously mentioned. Many people do not consider that processed foods are just dimming down the inner self. In my personal experience, Oreo cookies are one of my weaknesses and personal favorites, but I let those go in exchange for an organic diet, and the results and rewards have been astounding. A general rule of thumb is this: don't buy anything from the supermarket that comes in a box. You'll not only find that your body reacts much different, but also find that you're able to afford the organic foods with your current budget. In regards to diet, above all, stop using your microwave immediately. Invest in a toaster oven and use that in place of your microwave. You're essentially killing any nutrients in the food and replacing it with radiation. There's enough radiation in the air from Fukushima, Chernobyl, Nagasaki, Hiroshima to last you the next 25,000 years. There's no reason to ingest it on top of everything else. Throw away your Teflon pots and pans and buy cast iron. Not only will your cookware last forever, but you also won't be ingesting toxic chemicals when you cook. Buy a small pot, and a little bit of pot too, but that's a side note. Buy a small pot for heating up soup and water. It only takes 30 seconds extra to heat it up on the stove than it does in the microwave. And above all, never, ever, ever microwave water. Water is the life. Once the physical body is back in alignment, you'll be able to use your third eye in a more powerful way. Because we are in between the third and the fifth dimension, we're tied to both of these realms at the same time. So do not pollute your mind with the rubbish on TV or what's coming out of the music industry at this time. But at the same time, make sure to take a little bit of time to watch an occasional movie or enjoy something physical from the third dimension that isn't related to spirituality or higher dimensions. Don't sit around doing research all day or watching documentaries, because while it feels like you're doing nothing but absorbing information, you are ignoring the physical. You must enjoy the physical pleasures on occasion while you're here. If you like to drink alcohol, go out and have a drink with your friends once or twice a month, but stop doing it every other day or even every week. This time is for balance and moderation on all fronts. We must embrace both the physical and the spiritual at the same time, but not fall off balance either side, even when it feels that we're progressing forward. Above all, it's time to let go of all fear in every capacity. Stop being afraid of Ebola, of ISIS, of the police state, of martial law, of germs, of bacteria, of everything else. It's important to understand that these are the death throes of the third dimension. Cannabis is reemerging as the go-to plant for cures, nutrients, and also stress relief and entertainment, or enjoyment. This is a symptom of the fourth dimension and one that cannot be stopped, no matter how hard the powers that be are trying to stop it. This is the will of the human spirit. This is just a small example of how the power structure is crumbling. The will of the human spirit will begin to prevail more and more as time progresses, but it's important that we, the bearers of the light, continue to shine brightly. As the lights begin to shine more and more, the darkness will naturally fade away into nothingness. Your very existence on this planet is enough to shift this energy. It's up to you whether you want to take it a step further, as I have, and be proactive in this game of tug of war. But you don't have to. Some are called to do, while others are just called to be. Always remember, you are human beings. That's all you have to do. You just have to be. Love to you all. Sheree and I will be here throughout this whole journey with you, and we will be with you till the end of the age and beyond. So some of the energies just kind of called me into writing all of this morning. Just kind of tapped into some kind of external source, downloaded a lot of this stuff and put it out there. Mixed in a little bit of my own essence in it as well. The Oreo cookies part, of course. But consider those words. If they resonate with you, great. We'll be right back.